bacon. What's everybody getting themselves into on this Madness Monday? You already know we at work, even on Labor Day. That's how we do around here. You know, the work never stops. Got to keep on hustling. Here in Southern California, it is a warm day, pretty hot day. Not as hot as the other day, so we actually have cooled down, a bit. So it's, it's kind of humid, but still, nonetheless, pretty good day to be out and about enjoying yourself, barbecuing maybe, on this long, extended weekend. Well, at least for those who are, I know many people still work like me. Now, for those who are curious, I did drop a new video on this channel just a few minutes ago, right? If you guys want to scope that out, right? Or on my other channel, did upload a new freestyle yesterday. If you guys want to scope those out too. Oopsie, what am I doing? Hope everybody is enjoying and having a lovely, lovely, lovely Labor Day, weekend. All right. Probably people are grilling and chilling, sipping and tipping. But the grind don't stop. But luckily I'm almost out, so we don't really got to deal with the bullshit for that much longer. Whoa. Now on this channel I did it's something that's always highlighted and people don't home in on, right? But they probably should. There's a reason a lot of individuals who grew up in the system or grew up in the streets, right, always talk about how important it is to be a parent, right, and how crucial it is for you to be there for your kids. And like I said, your parents in themselves don't have to be gang members or shit like that in order for them to be displaying some bad behaviors or bad traits, right? Key examples like for example serial killers, right, like Ted Bundy's parents or Jeffrey Dahmer's, they weren't gang members or shit like that, right? But yet their kids still turned out to be pretty disturbed individuals, right? But because that neglection ran deep. And some take it beyond that, right? With the beatings and the torture and it's just crazy. Like I just seen, an update on the Emmanuel Hado case, right? Where they were saying that he was being abused through the years, right? So he was being, assaulted. So sucks for that kid. 7 months, and you're gonna be, bombing on a 7-month-old. Yeah, that's crazy. People are tripped. And people can't even say, oh, yeah, man, I don't know what's going on with people nowadays. Like, no, people like this have always existed. Pieces of shit like this have always been around. They are not the first nor the last parents that will be, convicted for this type of act. What's the difference between chicken? So I never had a Lentil like that though. With some queso fresco. Cracking like it, Derek. What's good, my boy? What you getting yourself into on this Monday? What's cracking like it, Mr. Paz? Is definitely up in the casa. Hello there. Hi. Hope everybody's having a lovely Monday. Labor Monday. Labor Day. Chilling and grilling? Or kicking back? Kicking back, drinking on a 12-pack? Or you work today? Because I know there's some businesses open, like still, like, we at work. We got no choice. But at least we're almost out. And it's actually it's still pretty busy, even though it's Labor Day, right? We still got all this shit to do. And it's because we've been backed up. It's like every day that passes, right, we keep getting more backed up even more. lot of people be calling off. Like, damn, my boy. Must be nice to have somebody to pay your bills for you. Shit. Must be lovely. I thought you made a Step Bro content. Step Bro content? What is Step Bro content? I don't get it. My content, we talk about, you know, anything and everything in my channel. You know, different topics that my subscribers, you know, questions they ask. When you get hit from the back by Step Bro. You are just creative, huh? I'm sorry, my boy, but wrong channel. You know, you probably typed in something wrong, but it's cool though. I mean, you know, it's all to the gravy. I mean, I may not be able to drop the kind of content that people are looking for. We could still chop it up. Hey, gracias, I appreciate that. Even though I don't make that bro content. But you telling me that don't think that I'm gonna start making that kind of content now, right? Australia has so many damn spiders. Well, yeah, look at the climate. You know, they fucking love that kind of weather. Nah, see, no, but here's the thing. They don't have spiders. They have, like, fucking... Those are not spiders, bro. That's something else, homie. Like a fucking baseball glove. You're from Australia? Nah, I reside here in California. United States, California. Los Angeles, to be exact. Nah, but Australia does have some big-ass fucking spiders. Nah, you think that's bad? Look up the bulldog bee, or is it a hornet? No, it's a bee. The bulldog bee. It's a fucking bee the size of a fucking squirrel. I think they reside in Indonesia, right? But those fuckers are huge, 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 huge. People are worried about these little fucking bumblebees that we have right here, or those hornet ones from Japan. Man, next to the bulldog bee, that hornet from Japan, man, that shit looks like an ant. This motherfucker ain't playing over here. Shit looks like a Pokemon. Serio. Okay, so serio. Straight from the hub. Nah. Yeah, no, but we do reside in the ghetto, though. I ain't gonna lie. We do live in the ghetto. So. It is what it is. Those spiders will turn you into Spider-Man. Those spiders are Spider-Man. Those shits are the size of your fucking palm. Like, fuck that. And that's the thing, that they have some of the most venomous, you know, fucking spiders in the world. So, yeah, the spiders, yeah. You get bit by one of those fuckers over there, you're most likely gonna die. Now, they do have the most venomous. And it's venomous, not poisonous, right? You don't eat spiders. I mean, you could, I guess, if you wanted to, right? But then you will be poisoned, right? But they are venomous, not poisonous. Poisonous would be like a fucking mushroom that you consume. That is poisonous. What's cracking, like, in my boy? Deshpool's definitely up in the house. Hey, I scoped out that Young Thug and all that, you know, fiasco, right? I ain't gonna lie, I didn't scope out the whole entire thing because honestly, midway I lost all interest. I completely just, you know, lost it. I was just like, yeah. I'm not even gonna lie. he were you talking about the conversation he was with that other rapper? Fuck, what was his name? Forgot that fucker's name. The other rapper he was talking to. They were talking about a rapper. And about, albums dropping and, people in there. It sounded like people are in their feelings. It sounded like, oh, you gonna try to do me like that? All right, I got you. There you go, yeah. And it's like, just because someone's doing you dirty now doesn't give you the fucking green light to do the same. Right? I find it weird that people find other people's behaviors or what they do as insulting or as like something you should talk down on them too about, right? But yet they're gonna go ahead and do the exact same thing, right? Like, bro, the reason you dislike these individuals is because they behave in the very manner in which you are now behaving in. Like, you are acting now just like them, so you literally had became everything that you disliked. Like, you're supposed to still keep yourself to your morals. You don't now stoop to their level, right? And think that you're in the right. You still hold yourself to your standards. Individuals are funny. The snakes are also... No, that's what I mean in Australia. Yeah. Oh, yeah, in Australia. No, but there's other places in the world. They do have venomous snakes. There's like different parts of the world that have like the fucking... I forgot which... There's an island, right? And the island is like inhabited by like all kinds of different types of snakes, right? Like they have like more than 100 types of different snakes in that island, right? And some of the most venomous snakes reside in that fucking island. But I don't think people could just go on their own. I think you have to like be accompanied by a fucking guide in order to visit that place. Why the fuck anybody would want to visit an island full of snakes? I have no idea, but I mean, maybe for those who are, snake lovers. Hi, hello there. Did you ever like Young Thug's music before he snake? To be honest with you, I had never heard none of his music until maybe as of like recent, like within the year, right? And I think I only scoped out a few tracks, and I heard him once, and I never went back to hear it to like, and it never was like, oh, let me see if he dropped anything new. I know he's been out for a while, but I recently, heard of him. Funny, Young Thug was one of these rappers who kept talking about how much he hated rats and he was solid. Then he comes out as rat. But you know what? There's a lot of people that are like that, though. That's what I mean. Like, people like that are the fucking worst, bro. Like, I just don't understand these kind of people. Like fucking me. 21 Savage Surround song was tight. So, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to scope that one out then. If you watch the Asian video, at least the important part, he talks about. Yeah, I was scoping it out. Man, they fucking beat around the bush a lot though. Like, he completely, like, he starts going off, like, starts talking about other shit too, like, bro. But that's what I mean though. Like, you just can't be talking too long. Like, I don't know. In my opinion, that's just that's snitching to me. But what it is. But you're always gonna have people look. Put it like this: the people that defend his actions, right? Like individuals like that defend their actions. The reason they defend or look for excuses to make for that individual is because they like some of his music, maybe some of his songs are music that they always bump, right? Maybe it's their favorite song of all time, right? I don't know. And now they're trying to justify them bumping that song, right? Like they don't want to feel like they're supporting a snitch or that they're, bumping a snitch, right? So they start to create or look for excuses to make for the individual. That way it now justifies them, and now they don't feel, some type of way hearing their music. Right? That's what people do with celebrities, that or musicians in general, right? Like Michael Jackson, or let's just say, or SPM, or all these other fucking weirdos. Right? They make excuses for them, that way they don't like they're, listening to a pedophile. They try to justify because they see it as negative or wrong, right? So now they would continue that. It would be It'll be hypocritical, right? So like this, that at least makes them feel more comfortable about the scenario. Like, no, truth of it, you're bumping a snitch, bro. So yeah, I said whatever way you want. I should. So he definitely read it by people. Yeah. He also said I was to tell you guys everything, Yeah. You're talking 6'9". My. Oh. Look, put it like this though. Even the individuals that come on here and start blasting these individuals for telling, like they say, all these rappers that make video like, oh, Young Thug, you a snitch, you a bitch, homie, you a, yeah. Those individuals that are yapping all that shit, I guarantee you, if they get busted, they will snitch as well, bro. Because individuals that carry themselves like that are individuals that are just full of shit in general. All that rah-rah, save it, bro. Save it for the birds. You're not scaring no one. You're not fooling no one. You know what I mean? People, when you do that, people can see right through you, bro. Like I said, I didn't see so many individuals like that. The ones with the biggest mouth that always be talking all that shit, bro, are the ones that always fold, bro. It never fails. Never fails. That's why when people come out here and they tell me to talk about my ops and shit like that, I'm not gonna do that, bro. I'm not gonna come in and insult them and do. I ain't gonna do none of that. There's no need for none of that. Like, what the fuck? Like, what are you trying to prove with all that shit? Like I said, bro, that is not gangster, bro. Talking all that shit on the internet is far from gangster. I never liked SPM's music. I understand the appeal. To me, SPM was the best, one of the best, if not the best, Mexican or Chicano rapper there was. In when we're talking about overall skills in lyrics, right? How he was able to, his grammar and juggle his rhymes. Unfortunately, he's a piece of shit, though. You know what I mean? Talented, because I can't take that away from him. I'm not a hater. He had fucking skills. But yeah, that was a fucking weirdo, and it's a good thing that he is where he belongs. I was bumping. My Jones? Who? My Jones? Hey, he made millions, though, just saying his name and his phone number. Was it 83004? Call Mike Jones up on the low. Hey, what the heck? Where's the homie calling me? Hey, where'd it go? Have you done a video about the ICE agent there? What? Serio? No, actually, I haven't. This is the first time I'm hearing about it. That's crazy. Why? Because of the situation? The work-related situation? Then fans be like, I know how to separate the... I know how to separate the art from the artist. Like, man, shut your stupid ass up. Bro, this ain't paintings. We're talking about a fucking person that molested children. Motherfuckers over here acting like if we're talking about fucking Picasso and shit. Like, bro, nobody's talking about no fucking paintings. I get it. It's in the metaphor sense, right? But like I said, it just doesn't make sense because this is something as serious as this person's a fucking. He was convicted for touching a child, right? That's not the same thing, right? You don't get to say fucking shit like that and think it's gonna fly, like you clever. We're not talking about this person, stole candy or fucking or pinched the child, right? Goofball. I remember when Texas was supposed to take over the rap game. No, for a while Texas was you know had its popularity up there, right? You had Mike Jones, Paul Wall, Slim Thug, Scarface, Lil Flip. Um, you had Bun B, UGK, Pimp C. They were making a lot of noise, bro, for a while. Then it was Atlanta's turn. You seen Atlanta came with all their rappers in the scene, right? But like every part has had their time in the spotlight, right? From the Cali rappers, then New York. You know what I mean? I mean, from New York to Cali, then back to New York. Right? For a while it was Miami, right? But that's how it always happens, though. I can at least confidently say that every area has produced its good rappers, though. Like, oh damn, that was talented, from that area. Every area's got its good, its talented individuals. Where people just can't be saying, oh, well, we're number one or whatever. They all produce some good rappers out there that have blown up. Shit, even from like Korea, Gangnam Style. Ah. I was that was full of shit ever since he wore a dress. He wore a dress on his album cover. I, I don't even know what to say to that, bro. Did he really wear a dress, or are you just saying that? Was it really a dress, or did it just look like a dress? It's kind of hard to tell nowadays because I will buy. Yeah, I could see that nowadays. Wiggy, 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 wiggy. You know what? I never really liked that song. I felt like that song was his one of the songs that was like the least creative of his. Hot Boy was the rapper from Texas. Yeah, cop suicide. It's nothing new. It isn't. It isn't. As a matter of fact, I actually have talked about that when I made a video talking about law enforcement in general. Right, a lot of them individuals suffer from a lot of emotional issues. A lot of them go through a lot of them individuals have a lot of baggage to them, right? And their career doesn't help the situations, right? Because they're being put in situations that pushes you to the edge, right? And it really does, you know, test you as a human being, right? Putting up with all the shit they got to put up with, right? So if you have no one to talk to, right, and you have your own personal issues, and then you add these issues, and then no therapy, no fucking counseling, right? The individuals, lose themselves. That's why a lot of them are alcoholics as well. It's crazy. Just like 6ix9ine was full of shit with his rainbow hair talking on the internet. Yeah, hey, beginning, yeah, I knew he was full of shit too. All that loud mouth talking, I'm just like, yeah, this guy's not. He went into a women's restroom in Long Beach, had 4 counts. This guy went. He went into a woman's restroom, and he was a police officer. He was being charged for that, or he had already? No. If he had a record, he wouldn't be able to be a police officer. Who are some Atlanta rappers you consider legendary? T.I. Well, yeah, T.I. Nelly had his time in the. Wait, is no. He's from St. Louis, no? Or is he from Atlanta? I don't know. No. He's from Louisiana. I said St. Louis. Isn't he from Louisiana? Or am I tripping? Can't really remember where he was from. Remember Nelly with the bandages? Can't really remember where he was really from. Or was he from New Orleans? Or no, I think he was from Miami, no? Well, I don't know. Watch he be from Memphis. I was way off. Can you tell the story of how PN started in the Valle? Well, yeah, actually, PN started in the Valle. There was a homie of mine, well, from my neighborhood, rest in peace, Puppet. You know, he's from the hood. He lived in the neighborhood, right? And he had a cousin, and you know, his cousin stayed out here in, you know, where PN is from, down here in the southeast, right? Excuse me. And apparently he went to some family issues, you know, with his, you know, family here, right? So he went to go live in my hood with the homie and his family, with his primo, which is my homie Puppet, right? He went to go live right there with him. And, you know, we knew him. He was cool. He was a cool individual, you know. And he was, you know, staying there, and you know, there was no issues, no problems, nothing. It was cool. And when the individuals from TMK got into our neighborhood, not all of them wanted to get into the hood, right? So some of them still wanted to be, you know, taggers and doing their own thing, right? And that created like kind of like a, not beef, but like a little animosity from the individuals that got into the neighborhood and the ones that didn't get into the neighborhood, right? So, you know, there was a little bit of bullying going on, right? Picking on them, maybe, right? And the homies primo took that as, you know, like, he exploited the situation, like, okay, man, hey, these guys are picking on you guys. Hey, get into my neighborhood, it'll be all good. And they ended up getting into his neighborhood, right? And that created now a tension between the two sides, right? But they were never big, right? They always been like about 6 or 7 or 8 dudes, but you know, they are there though. They hold the presence. But yeah, that's pretty much how they started though. Now he wore a dress. You can Google it. Did he? That's crazy. A lot of, you know, like they have a lot of, yeah. Also, not so much the police in themselves, right? But the higher ups, you know, the pressure is, you know, thrown on the higher ups, and then the higher ups pressure probably their, you know, their fucking employees, right? For results, like when people want results, right? And yes, they do have the right to pressure these law enforcement because they pay their checks. Because, like I have said many times, the police work for you. You don't work for them, right? So you don't have to identify yourself to them. Like, let's say if you're not doing nothing wrong, they can't just, you know, come and demand stuff from you. Like, hey, let me see your ID. Who are you? You don't have to give them shit. I don't work for you. You work for me, bro. I pay your checks with my taxpayer money. So when I ask you for your name and your badge number, you're supposed to give it to me with no, you know, well, no, what, for what, who are you? No, you gotta tell me. You gotta identify yourself to the public because we pay your checks. But see, there's, for some strange reason, there's some police officers out there that feel like No, that they have the right to, just do whatever the fuck they want. Like if they stop you and ask for that, you're just supposed to give it to them. The fuck I am, bro. And now you can be like, well, yeah, but see, you're gonna make the situation worse like that, and like, why go through all the hassle and stuff like that? See, no, the thing is that they're trying to exploit their power, pues, they're power tripping. So no, don't fold, right? Don't comply to that, right? Because it's only gonna allow these individuals to think that that kind of behavior is okay, or that they have to do that when they don't. They're in the you. So why should you, have to listen to them when they're the ones that are in the wrong here? You get what I mean? Security guards work for us too. No, well, security guards work for the company though. The company whatever company that they're, is the ones that are in charge of securing the area, while the police officers work for the city and its residents. Kind of like for example, like one of them is like the your freedom of speech, human rights. A lot of people get it confused, right? And I see that happen a lot, right? Because they don't understand the concept of like, freedom of speech, right? Freedom of speech, right? Whenever people lose their job, like they say, let's say they, say something on social media, right? And then they get fired from their job. They feel like, oh, so what? We don't have freedom of speech right here. They're violating my First Amendment, right? My freedom of speech. Right? And it's like, freedom of speech, your freedom of speech has not been violated because you are not being arrested, right? The company is firing you because the company has policies in place. Is separate from the government. Your freedom of speech means that you can say whatever you want without having to worry about the government coming and arresting you for expressing your opinions. And keep in mind that opinions and threats is two different things, right? So like, let's say you say, I'm gonna kill these people, then you could be, arrested for, making threats, compared to you saying, I don't like Mexicans. Well, no one's gonna arrest you for that. You have the right to feel however you want. If you don't like Mexicans, then you don't have to like Mexicans. But see, the government can't arrest you for that. That's your freedom of speech, right? So it's government and your workplace is two separate things, right? So if the workplace has rules set in place that you can't bring no negative, publicity or blah 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 blah, and if you break one of those rules, then they can terminate you. So save all those lawsuits you're gonna lose in court. You're fucking stupid. Go educate yourself on your constitutions, your amendments. Like I think blowing it. It's like, wow, how do these people claim to be patriots and not a goddamn thing? Like, what? Do you think that she wasn't protect you from not getting fired for? You're fucking stupid. Like, no one has violated nothing, bro. Are you in jail? No, all right then. Goofball. But yes, people are gonna probably harass you. You're gonna get fired. We're gonna see you some type of way. Well, that comes with the price of, saying stupid shit. Learn how to talk. Watch what you say. Not because you can get arrested by it, right? But you can't be mad when you're offending people and then they get mad, right? And now come at you, right? You offend them, but what you think is gonna happen? Learn how to be an adult and how to have a conversation without insulting somebody. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my lunch break is over. We got to get back to it. Good job, get it with you guys, and we out.